What if I told you that right now, if you died tonight, the government would decide who gets everything you worked for? Your money, your house, your car, your savings account, even your kids. Not your wife, not your parents, not your best friend, the government. And the scariest part, this is already happening to millions of American families right now. Because 67% of Americans have no will, no plan, nothing. They worked their entire lives, built something real, and left their families with nothing but confusion, court dates, and debt. I'm Nick, and in the next, I'm going to show you exactly what happens to your money, your home, and your family if you die without a will in America. This is not a scare tactic. This is reality. And after this video, you will never ignore this again. First, let's understand what we're actually talking about. When you die without a will, the legal term is dying intestate. Intestate. Remember that word, because if you die intestate, you lose all control over everything you built. Here is what most people believe. They think their spouse automatically gets everything. They think their family will figure it out. They think it only matters if you're rich. All three of those beliefs are completely wrong. When there is no will, your state government steps in. Every single state in America has its own set of intestacy laws. These laws decide, not you, who gets your money, who gets your property, and in some cases, who raises your children. The state does not know that you wanted your daughter to have your house. The state does not know that you and your partner were separated but never officially divorced. The state does not know that you promised your brother your car when you were gone. The state only knows one thing, the law. And the law has no emotions, no exceptions, no mercy. So who actually gets your money when you die without a will? Let me walk you through exactly how the government distributes your assets, and this will shock most of you. The government follows a strict priority order. First, your legal spouse gets the largest share. But here's the catch. If you have children from a previous relationship, your spouse may only get 1/3 of your estate. The rest goes to your kids, even if your kids are from someone you haven't spoken to in years. Second, if you have no spouse, everything goes to your children equally. Sounds fair, right? But what if one child is responsible and one has a gambling addiction? What if you wanted to leave more to the child who took care of you? Too bad. The law splits it equally. Your wishes mean nothing. Fourth, if your parents are gone, it goes to your siblings. Fifth, extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles. And here's the part that will truly disturb you. If the government cannot find a single living relative, your entire estate, every dollar you saved, every asset you built goes directly to the state government. Not your best friend of 30 years, not your partner of 10 years if you were never legally married, not the charity you always wanted to support. The state takes everything. This is not hypothetical. This happens every single day in America.
Let me make this real for you with 2 stories. Story 1. A 38-year-old man in Texas, let's call him Marcus, worked 15 years building a successful small business. He owned a home worth $320,000, had $180,000 in savings. He had a girlfriend of 8 years. They had talked about marriage but never made it official. Marcus died suddenly of a heart attack. No will. His girlfriend of 8 years, the woman who lived in that house, who built a life with him, got absolutely nothing. Because they were never legally married, she had 0 legal claim under Texas intestacy law.
Everything went to Marcus's mother, who he had a complicated relationship with, and his two siblings. His girlfriend was evicted of the home they shared together within 90 days of his death. Story 2. A 44-year-old woman in Florida, single mother of 2 kids, had $95,000 in a savings account. No will. She died in a car accident. Because she had no will and no named guardian for her children, the court decided who would raise them. Not her sister, who she trusted completely. Not her mother, who lived nearby. The court made the decision. It took 14 months. 14 months of legal battles while her children were in limbo before her sister was finally granted guardianship. And the legal fees from those 14 months came directly out of that $95,000. Her kids received far less than she ever intended. These are not rare cases. These are Tuesday mornings in probate courts across America.
Even if the government distributes your assets to the right people, there is still one massive problem: probate court. When you die without will, your entire estate goes through probate. That is the legal process where the court validates your assets, pays your debts, and distributes what is left. Here's what probate actually means for your family. Time. Probate takes an average of 9 months to 2 years to fully complete. During that time, your family cannot touch your assets, cannot access your bank accounts, cannot sell your home. Your spouse may not be able to pay the mortgage you both lived in because the account is frozen in probate. Money. Probate is expensive. Attorney fees, court fees, executor fees can cost anywhere from 3% to 8% of your total estate. On a $300,000 estate, that's up to $24,000 taken directly from what your family receives. Publicity. Here's something most people do not know. Probate is public record. Anyone can look up exactly what you owned and who received it. Your privacy, gone. A simple will avoids all of this. A simple will keeps your family out of courtrooms and puts them exactly where you want them, taken care of. So, what do you actually do about this? Let me give you a clear action plan. Step 1. Write a basic will. You do not need to be rich to have a will. You do not need an expensive lawyer to start. Online platforms like Trust and Will, LegalZoom, and Fabric allow you to create a legally valid will for as little as $100. It takes less than an hour. A basic will should include who gets your assets, who manages your estate as executor, and who raises your children if they are minors. Step 2. Name your beneficiaries. This is critical and most people miss it. Your 401k, your IRA, your life insurance, these do not go through your will. They go directly to whoever you named as your beneficiary. If you named your ex-spouse as your beneficiary 10 years ago and never updated it, your ex-spouse gets that money, not your current partner, not your kids, your ex. Log into every financial account you have. Check your beneficiaries today. Update them if needed. Step 3. Consider a living trust. A trust goes one step further than a will. It keeps your assets completely out of probate. Your family gets everything faster, cheaper, and privately. If you own a home or have significant assets, a living trust is worth every dollar. Step 4. Name a guardian for your children. If you have kids under 18, this is the most important thing you will do today. Without a named guardian in a legal will, a court decides who raises your children. A stranger in a black robe makes the most important decision of your family's life. Do not let that happen. Write it down, make it legal. Protect your kids. I want to leave you with this. Most people avoid writing a will for one of 3 reasons. They think they are too young, they think they do not have enough money for it to matter, or they simply do not want to think about death. I understand all 3. But here's the truth.
Marcus did not think he would have a heart attack at 38. That single mother in Florida did not think she would die in a car accident at 44. None of us know. That is exactly the point. The cost of writing a will, $100 to $500. The cost of not writing a will, your family loses tens of thousands in legal fees, spends years in court, and receives far less than you ever intended. You worked too hard for the government to decide what happens to everything you built. You love your family too much to leave them in a courtroom during their worst moment of their lives. This is not about death. This is about love. This is about responsibility. This is about making sure that everything you built goes exactly where you want it to go. So here's your action plan, and I need you to do this week. Step 1, write a basic will today. Trust and Will, LegalZoom, Fabric, any of them, under $100, under 1 hour. Step 2, update every single beneficiary on every financial account you own. Step 3, name a guardian for your children if they are under 18. Step 4, talk to an estate planning attorney if you own property or have significant assets. That's it. 4 steps, 1 afternoon, a lifetime of protection for your family. 67% of Americans have no will. After watching this video, you have no excuse to be one of them. I'm Nick. If this video helped you, share it with someone you love, because the best thing you can do after watching this is make sure the people you care about watch it too. Subscribe, because next week I'm breaking down exactly how to set up a living trust from scratch and keep every dollar of your estate out of probate court. Smart money, smarter life. See you in the next one.